Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for March 1st, 2012. It is the first day of meteorological spring. Now, if you're getting a little confused by that, basically the way that meteorologists categorize the seasons is to go in 3 month intervals. So, for example, winter was December, January, and February. Spring is March, April, May. And then summer is June, July, and August. And you get the point for fall. So here we are in the first day of spring, and well, at least for meteorologists, and we have a wide variety of weather uh, phenomenon unfolding throughout the northern Mid-Atlantic. If you move to the north towards portions of Connecticut and the Hudson River Valley, we have winter, where temperatures are stuck in the lower to mid 30s. A little bit further to the south, along the Connecticut coast, northern New Jersey, and around the New York City metro, we're in the upper 30s to lower 40s. And then if you move towards the Philadelphia metro and towards southern New Jersey, temperatures are rapidly rising through the 40s into the 50s and eventually pushing into the upper 50s over the Delaware Bay and over Delaware itself. So clearly we have a frontal boundary setting up over the region, and it's a complicated one. The good news is that the heavy precipitation is over. The bad news is that depending on where you're located, it is going to be a raw and ugly day. Of course, if you're south of the warm front, which is clearly right around here right now, temperatures are actually going to be pretty nice, and you're looking for a pretty nice day until the cold front blows through. So let's take a look at the latest infrared satellite picture. You can see our stationary warm front setting up right through southern New Jersey, back towards the Philadelphia metro, and back down towards the Baltimore and Washington metro. And then we have a cold front that is over west central Pennsylvania down through western Virginia that will eventually move through the northern Mid-Atlantic. Now, the main disturbance that produced all of our heavy precipitation, whether it was snow in Connecticut or rain throughout the rest of the region, is now well to the east into the Atlantic and will continue to drive out in that direction. However, our primary low pressure system, our main low pressure system behind this entire storm system, is going to continue to move east-northeast towards the St. Lawrence River Valley and eventually towards New England. And as it's doing so, it will force this cold front through the northern Mid-Atlantic. Now, it will continue to still be a threat for scattered showers and even a few scattered snow showers in portions of northern Connecticut. I don't believe there's going to be a threat for accumulating ice or snow. I'm going to show why in just a moment. But I do think there will be a threat for showers. Thereafter, once this cold front moves through, you're going to know it because winds are going to shift to the west and they are going to increase between 10 to 20 miles per hour with gusts up to 40 miles per hour this afternoon and evening. So be prepared for some windy conditions this evening, especially in between large buildings and urban locations where winds will gust up to 40 miles per hour and could be a bit dangerous. So use some caution walking out there. Other than that, once this cold front moves through, this high pressure system here will dominate and produce tranquil weather conditions for tomorrow into Saturday morning. So let's take a look at the latest radar. Excuse me. And you can see we have, with our primary low pressure system, one area of precipitation over portions of central New York. That's going to track to the east, and we're going to deal with a few scattered showers here throughout the northern Mid-Atlantic. You can see a few of them already developing around the Delaware River. This batch of precipitation will move to the east-northeast towards New England, clipping portions of northern Connecticut. Now, there is a potential for some snow with this batch of precipitation, but I want to stress that I really don't think there's going to be much in the way of accumulation. The reason why is because of our surface temperatures here. This is the freezing line as of 9 a.m. this morning, and you could see that for the most part, we're dealing with temperatures above freezing, so yes, some rain and snow may mix into portions of northern Connecticut and the Hudson River Valley, and even portions of northern New Jersey, but I don't expect much in the way of accumulation, certainly not accumulation on the roadways. It's just going to be a bit of a nuisance today as this whole system clears out. As far as temperatures for today, let's go back to the infrared satellite picture. This type of forecast is pretty easy for a basic meteorologist, but for an energy meteorologist, it's an absolute nightmare. You see, we're going to have disturbances moving along this stationary front, and where this stationary front sets up, that's where temperatures are going to potentially spike. If this stationary front lifts north of, let's say, New York City this afternoon ahead of this cold front, then temperatures are rapidly going to jump from 44 to 54 in a very, very short period of time, which has a major impact on energy concerns. You'll notice it because you're going to walk outside and all of a sudden it's going to feel pretty mild out with temperatures rising into the 50s, possibly even touching 60 degrees in portions of Cape May. However, to the north of this cold front, of this stationary warmth front, well, it's going to be raw and cool and rather ugly with overcast skies and temperatures stuck in the upper 30s to mid 40s. So there is a potential here, especially over much of New Jersey, of a wide swing in temperatures depending on where you're located with this stationary front. To the north, cool, clammy, and raw. To the south, rather warm. So that's pretty much the forecast for today. But what about the rest of this week? Well, I have some good news and some bad news. Here we are for this evening, and clearly our storm exits out into the Atlantic. High pressure takes control. High pressure will be in control for tomorrow as well, with temperatures returning to near normal anywhere from the mid 40s to lower 50s, typical for the first and second day of March. Now, by this weekend, a strong cold front will approach, but ahead of that cold front, very strong southwesterly winds will transport a very warm air mass into the northern mid-Atlantic, with temperatures ranging from the mid 50s into the lower 60s. I could even see temperatures getting up to 65 in portions of Cape May, so keep an eye on that. That should be a pretty nice setup for Saturday, but we're going to also have to deal with scattered showers and even a few isolated thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening hours. Thereafter, high pressure will be in control from Sunday all the way on through next week with tranquil weather conditions. Now, at the start of this high pressure system dominance on Monday and Tuesday especially, temperatures will be rather chilly in the lower to mid 40s. The reason why is because a polar air mass will be in place. But when we go back and take a look at Sunday night, and let's go to Monday night, even better example. Okay, so here we have our cold air mass in place clearly, but look at our 500 millibar pattern. It's rather progressive still. So this cold air mass can't really stick, and by the middle and end of next week, a very mild air mass will take place, and as a result, temperatures are going to warm up very nicely by the end of next week with temperatures in the 50s, 60s, yes, even possibly a lower 70 degree temperature possible by next weekend, especially over the Delaware River Valley. We're going to have to keep an eye on that. That's going to be pretty interesting to see. Temperatures warming up, possibly touching 70 degrees by the time we reach Saturday or Sunday of next week. So that is your forecast for today. As always, you can follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter and Facebook. I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Have a great day and stay safe out there.